Hey Reddit, buckle up because this one's a ride. If you've ever ignored a red flag so big it could cover a football field, you'll understand where I was coming from. This is the story of how I found out my college boyfriend was not at all who I thought he was. I was in my junior year of college when I met Nick, 22M. He was charming, always the life of the party, and had this boyish confidence that made you feel like you were the only person in the room when he talked to you. He wasn't traditionally attractive, but he had a presence, the kind of guy who made you laugh so much you forgot to check for red flags. We started dating, and for the first year, everything was great. Or so I thought. Sure, he wasn't the most affectionate guy in public, but I figured he was just low-key about relationships. He also guarded his phone like it was holding state secrets, but I brushed it off, telling myself, hey, some people just like their privacy. I should have known then. I should have known. It was a random Friday night. We were in his dorm, curled up on his bed, watching Netflix, when his phone lit up. Ding. A notification. I glanced over, not even thinking anything of it, until I saw what app it was from. Grindr. For those who don't know, Grindr is a hookup app. For gay and bisexual men. I blinked, my brain buffering like a slow-ass internet connection. I turned my head toward him, but he didn't seem to notice me staring. My heart started racing. Nick, why do you have Grindr on your phone? At first, he didn't even flinch. He just blinked at me, then looked at his phone and actually laughed. Laughed. Like I had just asked him why he had a weather app. Nick. Oh, that? Yeah, I downloaded it because I thought it was an app for hustlers. I stared at him. Surely, I had misheard. Me? What? Nick, like a chase the bag type of app. For networking. I thought it was like an app for entrepreneurs. My jaw hit the floor. Did this man just tell me with a straight face that he thought Grindr was a finance app? I tried to process the level of stupidity I was hearing. Me, a woman with a fully functioning brain, was supposed to believe this? I grabbed his phone. One swipe, and there it was. The Grindr interface, not even remotely subtle. A grid of half-naked men, flexing, shirtless, with bios that said things like, looking for fun tonight. Discreet only. Top only HMU. Down to meet? I host. I slowly turned the phone back toward him. Me. Oh yeah? Explain why your Hustler app has profiles of half-naked men looking to hook up. Nick. Well, I don't use it, babe. I just downloaded it by accident. I almost choked. By accident? Boy, what did you do? Trip and fall into the app store? I wasn't about to let this go. I knew there was more to this, and I wasn't about to be gaslit into thinking I was crazy. While he was still trying to play dumb, I did what any sane, suspicious girlfriend would do. I scrolled through his messages. And let me tell you, I was not ready for what I found. Not only had he been using the app regularly, but he had entire conversations, meetups, and hookups lined up. Explicit texts, thirsty messages, arrangements to meet up with guys on campus. And the worst part? It wasn't just recent. It had been going on for months. I felt like the floor had just dropped out from under me. My hands started shaking as I scrolled through text after text, piecing together the entire double life this man had been living right under my nose. Finally, I looked up at him. He was pale, staring at me like a deer caught in headlights. Me? So, are you gonna sit there and keep lying, or do you want to be honest for once in your life? His mouth opened and closed like a goldfish gasping for air. And then he cracked. He started with denial. Then came the excuses. Then finally the waterworks. Nick, I didn't mean to hurt you. I think I might be bisexual, but I don't know. Oh, now he didn't know. I sat there, staring at the man I had spent 2 years of my life with, watching him scramble for a way out. I could have been compassionate. I could have been understanding. But at that moment, I was just done. Me? You think you might be bisexual? Dude, you were out here living a whole ass double life. Nick, it wasn't serious. I was just curious. Curious. Like, he was window shopping for men. I left that night, packed my stuff, walked out of his dorm, and blocked him on everything. But the story didn't end there. I told my friends. My friends told their friends. By the next day, his name was in every group chat. Turns out, I wasn't the only girl he had been stringing along while exploring. His fraternity brothers found out. His classmates found out. Hell, his roommate already knew, and just assumed I knew too. The man had a whole secret life, and somehow thought he'd never get caught. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment. It really helps the channel grow. Thanks for listening to Hidden Thread Teller. See you in the next one.